Hey y'all, it's Bren. I'm back after I don't know, a year and a half, 2 year hiatus on this channel. I haven't been gone because I still do update my Instagram with any thoughts that I have on Bath and Body Works products and candle reviews and that kind of thing. So if you're not following me on Instagram, my Instagram is at candles and music. It's private right now, but just request that I'll let you in. And if you want to keep up with my thoughts on these things, that's where I do most of my reviews these days. It's just a lot easier to sit around and post something on Instagram than sit down and make sure my lighting's okay and set up the microphone and do my makeup and everything to get a video going. But also, I feel like the main reason I don't do a lot of the videos anymore is because I don't buy a lot. Like, I still buy things here and there. But I think the issue is, or not like issue, but like just the reason is, I've been collecting Bath and Body Works candles since 2013. So I have a lot, and nothing that they put out is really totally new. Like, it's very rare that we get something totally new, and I just don't need any more. I have so many candles to burn, so I really have tried to rein it in. Um, and a lot of things are repackages, so I can kind of ignore them. Or what they do a lot now is they just tweak something a little bit. Like, I'll get a candle and I'm like, okay, this is basically the same as that other candle, but like a little more vanilla. Or they swapped out this note for that note. So they're doing a lot of tweaks. But again, not a lot of totally new stuff. And even if something is very new, I have to ask myself, like, do I have something with similar vibes in my collection already? I recently went through this with the Dutch apple waffle coming back, and I do like Dutch apple waffle. It's great. I got a spare one, but I was like, do I want to get two spares? Do I want to get three spares? But then I say to myself, if you're in the mood, Bren, to burn an apple bakery scent, you have warm apple pie, you have old fashioned cider donut, you have cider lane, you have like 100 other apple bakery scents that I have, five or six of. So it's kind of like I'm just not buying as much. There's not as much to talk about. Doing a video is a lot. And so, yeah, I've just been mostly on Instagram. But I will say every time I post on Instagram, someone in the comments is like, do a video, do a haul. And so here we are. I'm doing it because I have, a fair amount, a good handful of new fall candles from Bath and Body Works for fall 2025. And I figured, hey, why not? I haven't done one in a while. Let's do it. So, this is a very small online order, and then a bunch of candles that I got this weekend. Um, let's get into it. If you do follow me on Instagram, then you've already been spoiled because you saw my haul, but we'll talk about them a little bit more in depth here. And the good news is too that I've burned most of these at this point, so I have like post burn thoughts as we go through. I think that's all of the like intro preliminary information I needed to give you. I really didn't even need to give you any of that. I'm rusty at this. Okay, let's go. So first, as I just mentioned, Dutch apple waffle came back. It was originally out in 2020. Here's the 2020 packaging. I've got this one right here. Mine is like 1/3 burned, and I only ever had one of these. So when I saw it was coming back, I definitely knew I needed at least one backup, or wanted. I don't need any of these. I wanted at least one backup, but I limited myself to just getting one. Um, it is great because, okay, I'm not a maple person, and this does give a little bit of a maple vibe, but it's very subtle. I do get like a bakery waffle scent along with the apple, and so it's different than the other apple bakery scents that I have. It's different than warm apple pie and cider lane and old fashioned cider donut and all of those, because it does smell like a waffle. Like, it really does. It's very, sometimes the names of these candles do not match what they smell like, but I would say in this case it does. So the new one smells just like the old one. I'm not detecting any difference between the two. It is truly just back. I don't know why they decided to do it online only. They've done that with a lot of the like back from the vault candles. And stay tuned, because I think I'm going to do a video about candles that I want them to bring back from the vault, and more on that in a second. But yeah, I just grabbed one. I'm still like, maybe I should have gotten just one more, but I didn't. The other thing I grabbed in that order was just another warm apple pie. don't need to talk about this one. It keeps coming back, and I understand why, because it's a great scent. I remember when warm apple pie first came out, the very first iteration, which was in White Barn core packaging, and everyone loved the scent, but it was so light. You couldn't really smell it burning at all. It was a throw of like a 2. It was so light, and they've really fixed it over the years. Like now it's a pretty strong scent. It's right where you want it to be. On Cold Snuff, this one almost smells a little bit more like apple, but I'm sure it's the same. They just, different year, different batch, whatever. I mean, I probably have 3 of these on hand now, but it is like this would probably go in my top 10 all-time favorite Bath and Body Works candles. It's truly great. So, this packaging is like, okay, whatever, It's cute. It's actually cute. Think it would have done well in store, but they put it online only. Okay, so that was my online order, just a couple for me, and then my mom wanted some fall farmhouse. Look at this little hair sticking up on top of my head. It's gonna bother me when I'm editing. Um, yeah, so it was a combined, like I got a couple, she got a couple. We got our online onlys out of the way with that order. Of course, one of hers arrived broken because the way that they package, they must have figured out that adding additional packaging like cushion or just better packaging like the way that they used to ship the candles cost them more than doing the very minimal packaging now, but having to replace the broken ones. Because I'm sure they're getting more reports of broken ones with the way they package it now, but I'm sure they've analyzed the cost difference. But yeah, of course, one was broken. They do make it very easy now to just go on their like live chat. You don't even have to talk to a person and just be like, I got a broken candle, broken glass. I'd like a reshipment. And it came a few days later. So, it was easy, but like I hear, they're just in a little box and then they threw like one bubble pack in there. And then I hear my UPS guy just toss down the package and I'm like, oh my God, there's no way these all survived. And sure enough, they did. All right. So then, Thursday, today's Saturday, so a couple days ago, I didn't even realize there was a sale going on. I didn't even realize I had seen cinnamon pine cone was coming back. I was thrilled about it. And then Thursday night I saw that they were on sale and I was like, oh my God, I gotta go. And my mom actually went with me. She got some cinnamon pine cones at my urging. I convinced her. So here's the deal with my old friend, cinnamon pine cone. Cinnamon pine cone first came out. I don't even remember what year. I could check, but like it was a while ago. Let's see. When did this one come out? Okay, so there's this one, this old version. This one was 2018. So maybe in 2016 or 17, cinnamon pine cone came out as a wallflower nationwide. And it wasn't a 3-wick candle as a failed test scent, but it was a year I did go get test candles and I got my mom one because she likes pine, but I largely ignored it that year. But then it came out in 2018 in this really ugly packaging. It's ugly because this iridescent label, it like doesn't even go all the way to the bottom. It's just a wrap and it's like this off, like this yellow color. Like just, this is not cute, right? But this year I did really get into the scent and I realized that even though I don't love pine scents, the pine here is really subtle and I love the cinnamon here. It's just, it smells so good. The cinnamon is, to me, it's pretty realistic. It's pretty authentic. It doesn't smell like too red hot or spicy candy like. It's more like an actual cinnamon stick. My microphone just died in the middle of filming, so now I'm using this. Sorry if the sound quality just got worse. We're going to proceed. So as I was saying, this to me is kind of the quintessential holiday scent in that if I were having folks over around the holidays or having people over for Christmas Eve or something, I know a lot of people would recommend like frosted cranberry, holiday, 'tis the season. And those are all good. Those would all be good for that occasion, but this is the one I would pick. I would pick cinnamon pine cone. I think it's so good and it's so holiday-like. The only thing weird is that they put this out now in August as a fall scent. It really feels like a holiday scent to me, but sure, whatever, I'll take it. So what's crazy is just the other day, I was sitting down looking at my candles and I was thinking about how Bath and Body Works, they're bringing a lot of candles back from the vault. And I was thinking like old candles, bringing them back. I was thinking, man, which ones would I really like them to bring back? And I started thinking, maybe I'll do a video about it. And I started ranking the candles I wanted them to bring back. And I will tell you, honest to God, I have 2 of these ugly old packaging ones. And this was number 2 on my list. Cinnamon Pinecone and them bringing it back was number 2. There's only one candle that I want them to bring back more than I wanted them to bring back this one. And to find out what that is, you'll have to watch that video when I make it, which I might film today. So we'll see. But anyway, then I saw it was coming back like a week later, and I was like, geez, did I manifest this? Do I have that power? I don't think so. But if anyone from Bath & Body Works is watching, watch my other video. I've got some good ideas. But anyway, I bought 4. So I have 6 total, 2 of the ugly old ones, 4 of the new ones. That is like the most I'll let myself buy of any one scent that feels like it should last me a really long time, if not forever, if they never ever bring it back again. But if you've never tried it, definitely I recommend it, and it does smell the same as the old one. The only difference to me was, and the notes are exactly the same too, exactly the same notes. The old, not the same price, but the same notes. The only difference is this one did smell, the old one smelled a little stronger on cold sniff, but I burned this one today and it's fine. It's still plenty strong. All right, enough about Cinnamon Pinecone and me fangirling over that scent. Let's talk about the other stuff that I got. So I did get both of the member exclusive candles that dropped, and I'm glad that I went when I went because I got the last pumpkin cold foam, and it is now out of stock everywhere and online. The website said there was one 50 miles away from me left today, otherwise out of stock. So yeah, showed up Thursday. This was the last one. I grabbed it right off the shelf. I was like, oh my God, there's only one of these left. My mom was like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know, but it's the only one. I'm getting it. Pumpkin cold foam. Okay. The notes on this one are cold foam, pumpkin spice, and vanilla syrup. And I have to say, I mean, it's nothing special. Like, if you didn't get one, don't feel bad. It smells like a lot of other candles that they've done, and it's super light. I was kind of fine with the fact that they only had one at the time. I was like, maybe I'll just keep it in my collection because it just smelled so light on cold. I was like, there's no way this is going to smell like anything burning. I don't even think I'm going to burn it. I'm just going to keep it unburned in my collection. And, you know, it's just a member exclusive, limited edition, whatever. It's nice to have one. But curiosity always gets me. Whenever I say that, I always end up lighting it up because I just have to know what it smells like burning. So I did burn it once yesterday, and once I lit it up, I said to myself, so I looked at the website. I was like, okay, the other store that's near me still has them. Tomorrow, I'll go to that store and I'll get another one, or I'll just order one online. That was my plan, and then I lit this baby up. You know where the story is going. So let's talk about it on cold sniff first. Then I'm going to tell you what it smelled like when I was burning it. On cold sniff, I get what they're going for with the pumpkin cold foam. I'm not a coffee drinker, but my understanding is that just the foam part is it doesn't really have a smell. Kind of like how like milk doesn't really have a smell. Whipped cream doesn't really have a smell unless you're smelling the vanilla flavoring that they put in it, right? But like there's not much of a smell. And maybe that's kind of why it didn't smell like much of anything. There was a tiny bit of like a pumpkin spice note, but honestly it smelled a little bit like maybe, I don't know, it wasn't a good pumpkin spice. It wasn't sweet, but then there was just like a tiny bit of vanilla, but like all the notes were so subtle. It really hardly smells like anything on cold. I did see that Kent from Candle Channel said it smelled like rubber bands to him. My hot take is that on cold, if I was not looking for it to smell like pumpkin spice and vanilla, like I didn't have that in my head, to me, it smells a little like Play-Doh on cold. And I am biased because I have a 3-year-old nephew. I've been around a lot of Play-Doh lately, but that's kind of where my mind goes on cold sniff. Again, I understand the pumpkin spice, the vanilla, whatever, but really also Play-Doh. I'm happy to report when I burnt it, it didn't smell like Play-Doh. That chemically rubbery scent was not happening. It was light. I actually burned it in my office, so it was a small room, and I kind of couldn't smell it when I was in there with it, but if I left and came back into the room, I could smell it, and it's just very subtly sweet, very, very subtly pumpkin spice, just barely. And I was trying to put my finger on, like, what does this kind of smell like? And of course, like pumpkin cupcake came to mind, but like a way lighter version. But that wasn't quite it either. And pumpkin donut shop, I've already seen this compared to that. And yeah, in that pumpkin donut shop doesn't really smell like pumpkin spice. It is kind of just like a light sweet scent. But even the sweetness there is stronger than this candle. And then it hit me. I think it doesn't smell exactly like this, but it most resembles vanilla pumpkin marshmallow when it's burning. And now that I've come to that conclusion, I can make that connection on cold sniff too. It's not exactly the same as vanilla pumpkin marshmallow, but I feel like that marshmallow note that they like to use is in here. And the subtle spice, like that one's not very spicy, but it's much lighter. So this candle is kind of like what, vanilla pumpkin marshmallow would be at, like, I don't know, 1/3 strength. It's just like a watered down, very light VPM. And I do like vanilla pumpkin marshmallow, but there's really no reason for me to ever burn this one again. I would like to burn it one more time just to think about it a little bit more, but I'm not going to because I can't get another one because now it's sold out everywhere. I woke up this morning ready to go to the store and get it. Out. I was like, okay, I guess I'll order online. Out. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I don't need another one. I just like to have like an unburned in my collection so that if another candle comes out 6 years from now and people are like, this reminds me of pumpkin cold foam, I have an unburned one that I can compare to, but if I only burned it once, it still smells pretty much the same on cold sniff as it did before I burned it. So, it'll just be on display. I'm a sucker for gray. I like gray stuff. You may be able to tell by looking behind me. I've always been a fan of gray. So I kind of like it, but whatever. I don't need a second one. You don't need a second one. I'm not convincing you. I'm convincing myself. Okay, let's talk about the other member exclusive candle. So Chestnut Glazed Croissant. You probably know, if you're watching this, you've probably watched other people talk about this already, and you probably already have this information, but just in case you don't, Chestnut Glazed Croissant came out under that exact name, and I want to say it was 2013 as a White Barn exclusive in the something artisan collection. And it was the same time that Malta Pistachio Truffle came out as a White Barn exclusive. And I don't think I ever paid attention to Chestnut Glazed Croissant. That was in my early days. I had a White Barn, but it was like 90 minutes away. I think I remember going once and seeing in the store, but I don't know, I'm not a fan of nutty scents usually, and I think I just kind of ignored it. But then when Campfire Donut came out for the first time, I've got one way up there, one of the first ones. And then I've got this one that I pulled down just for the video because it was easy. This one's from 2017. So maybe that came out 2015, 2016, when Campfire Donut first came out. Everyone said this is Chestnut Glazed Croissant. Some people still debate that, but I will tell you for sure that this version of Chestnut Glazed Croissant is the same as all my Campfire Donuts. This is a burned one, but I pulled down my unburned ones. And actually I was kind of going through and I realized, I thought I only had 2 or 3 Campfire Donuts. I have 4 plus this and now this. So I didn't need this. So this I definitely only grabbed one just for the sake of the collection. I have enough of this scent now for sure. But these are the same. Campfire Donut and this new version, at least, of Chestnut Glazed Croissant is the same. I can't tell you if it's the same as the first time it came out, but I expect that it would be. So yeah, I think that clears it. Sorry if that was confusing. Again, I'm rusty. I'm going to blame that. I do love it, though. I really do like this scent a lot. It's very yeasty. It has a yeasty bread, like your baking bread kind of scent to it, but then it's sweet also. It's pretty strong when it's burning, 7 or 8 out of 10. And so if you never smelled Campfire Donut, I recommend Chestnut Glazed Croissant. If you did like Campfire Donut and you don't have any more, this is it. So this one, my store had a lot more of. I didn't check to see if it was still in stock online, but just based on the fact my store still had a ton of these, I assume that maybe it's the less in demand of the two. I think Chestnut Glazed Croissant smells way better to me than Pumpkin Cold Foam, but Pumpkin Cold Foam definitely is more of a trendy, cool name, I guess. I don't know. All right, so moving on. I also got a strawberry strudel. So when I first saw a picture of this, it was pretty exciting, but I never get too excited anymore because you know most likely it's going to be a repackage, and this is a repackage. It's very good. It's very delicious. I recommend it, even though it's a repackage. But to me, it is exactly the same as the Happy Hanukkah candle from, was it 2 years ago? Oh, 2023. Yeah, so this one was like a donut with jelly filling. The Happy Hanukkah candle smells a lot like raspberry jam donut, but I do think that it's slightly different. So these two are the same. So strawberry strudel is Happy Hanukkah. They are the same to me. They smell exactly the same on cold sniff. I'm comparing two unburned ones. I mean, sure, there may be a slight batch variation, a 2% difference. If I were going to sit here and pick it apart, I'd say strawberry strudel smells a little bit more strawberry. But I think that's just, no two candles from 2 different years are ever going to smell exactly the same, right? It's basically the same thing. But it's very similar to raspberry jam donut, but like a little different. You know, when Happy Hanukkah came out, I think the main consensus among everyone, and I agree, is that it's a little more bakery. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's a little more bakery, and raspberry jam donut is a little more jammy. But it's like the same notes in just slightly different proportions. This is another one where I'm like, okay, I have a Happy Hanukkah. I have the strawberry strudel. It's different than raspberry jam donut, but I don't need any more of this because I have like 4 raspberry jam donut, or maybe I have 3, but I have enough, you know. If I'm really in the mood to burn this, I could burn raspberry jam donut and be just as happy, right? They're different, but they're not that much different. But yes, I do think this is Happy Hanukkah. And so therefore, very similar to raspberry jam donut, but it's not new, sadly. I also picked up some candles that are not as exciting. I mean, I like gray. So I got an autumn chai. Now, autumn chai, this is not the first year it's come out, right? I don't think it's new. I think I just have ignored it in the past. I'm not a big chai person, but I think the gray wax and the packaging attracted me to it this year. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll grab it. I don't hate the smell of chai. I don't really like drinking it though. I'm not a clove person. That's why. But this one, it's quintessential fall. It's, take a shot every time I say quintessential in this video. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's what you would expect. It smells just like a fall chai scent. It says it's cinnamon, chai, vanilla, caramel. I don't really get caramel. Maybe just a little. But I mean, it's yummy, it's good, it's fall. A lot of brands have a candle that smells like this. It's nothing, they're not reinventing the wheel. It's nothing like super unique, but it's cute, it's nice. I burned it once. I don't need any more, any backups of this, but I like it. So anyway, grabbed that. And then the last thing that I got in this haul, well, that's not true because I did get some body care. I'll talk about that in a second. The last candle I almost didn't get. I was at the checkout, and like I said, my mom was there, and I was buying all the candles because I had the coupon, and she put her autumn down on the table. And I didn't think I wanted any autumn. I remember autumn from back in the day. I had an autumn in 2013. I remember by the time I finished it, I was kind of sick of it, sort of done with it. But I picked up her autumn, and I smelled it, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get one. It wasn't because I wanted to burn it. It's because it just brings so much nostalgia for me. And I asked the clerk, I said, do you have this in a single wick? Because I didn't even want one to burn. I just wanted one to smell. And I was like, maybe I could just grab a single wick with a reward. But she was like, no. So then my mom's like, you want me to get you one? I was like, fine. So I got last minute, just very last minute, I grabbed an autumn, and I did burn it yesterday, just real quick. Just enough for it to pool out. And I'm telling you, this is why I like collecting candles, because any collection, it walks you through the ages. You know, you have something from your collection that you got a long time ago. You think, oh, I remember where I was when I got that and what was going on and all of that. But scent also is just so evocative of nostalgia, especially, you know, like I remember in 9th grade when my first boyfriend broke up with me, I was using a mint chip lip smacker. And from then on, even way after I was over that stupid boy, mint chip made me sad because scent just, gives you emotion. And this is the same for me. This autumn scent. 2013 was a rough year for me. And to be honest, this scent makes me kind of sad. It sort of reminds me of that time in my life, which was not great. But at the same time, I had like an optimism about the future in 2013 that I perhaps don't really have now. I've grown cynical with age. And so this scent, when I smell it, I'm thinking of like how 2013 sucked, but also like I thought things would get better. And like, it's just, it reminds me of my old preliminary days of collecting Bath and Body Works. It's just purely a nostalgia purchase for me. But they haven't put it out in a while. People are excited it's back. I think the packaging's a little boring, but like there's nothing offensive about it. You know, it doesn't say like girl power across it really big or anything like that. So that's good. And I mean, it is good. It is a good scent. A little earthy. It's kind of just like if like Cider Lane or something became earthy. I don't know. There's not really a sweetness though. It's supposed to be like apple, fig, leaf, balsam. But it's apples and it's outdoorsy, and I'm sure most of you know what this smells like. But anyway, that's why I bought one of those. I also recently, between multiple trips, there's no body care out right now that I care about or really like. They just don't really have anything for me. But I've had like all these coupons and rewards that were gonna expire, so I've spent it on like some glazed pumpkin. It's fine, but it's a little perfumey. I think they're going for like a high level pumpkin scent, and I think I'd rather just have like a low level pumpkin scent, like not as sophisticated, like more straightforward, because I'm not sure I want the perfuminess, and because the pumpkin spice kind of on dry down goes away, and then I'm just left with like a perfuminess that smells a little old lady-ish to me. So I'm not like a huge fan, but it's like okay. I'm on the fence. I go back and forth. But I had like a coupon, or had a reward expiring, and I grabbed this, and then I had a coupon for a small cream, so I grabbed that. And I actually like the purse size, like I call them purse size, but you know, the little tube. That one smells less perfumey. So then when I went back this weekend, I had a coupon for a full-size body care, and I didn't know what to get. So I got the shower gel in this, which is like, okay, it's fine, I'll use it. And then I had a birthday reward for another small cream, and I got another one of the hand cream in this. And it was like, whatever, I just wanted to use the coupon so I didn't have to go back. It's an all right scent. So I really don't buy body care there anymore because I have coupons and rewards and stuff to use on it. But then, so one candle I didn't talk about was the Autumn Drive candle. That was the first candle, because it was right on display right in the front when I walked in, that I smelled. And I'd already heard people say it was kind of like a spring scent, that it wasn't really fall-like. So I picked it up and I smelled the candle. And absolutely, it is very much like a springy, summery scent. It smells like apple, but in more of a fruity, punchy kind of way. There's nothing really fall about it. Honestly, what I felt like it smelled like is it had a little bit of that sour green apple, pink apple punch note that Bath and Body Works loves, where it's just like a little astringent, a little funky, and a little sour. Not full on pink apple punch, certainly not saying it was a repackage. I just feel like some of that was in there. And so I was kind of just, usually when they do those candles that are just purely fruity and they have that note, for me, they don't burn well. Like they smell a little sour burning. So I just passed, I just put it back. Then I saw in an email that they sent that they have Autumn Drive body care. And I hadn't seen that in my store. And now I want to go back because I do think it might make a pretty good body care. And now I kind of want to smell the candle again too, because I'm like, maybe I passed on it too quickly. And so I probably would have rather had Autumn Drive body care than this glazed pumpkin. But now I've like used the stuff. I don't want to go exchange stuff. It's a pain in the butt. But I do need to go back and just smell this Autumn Drive situation again in the body care too, which I swear my store didn't have out. I swear. Or maybe, I guess, I don't know. I just missed it. But anyway, that is the haul. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in 2 years. No, I'm kidding. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Candles and Music if you want to see more updates from me. But stay tuned to this channel because I do think I'm going to film a video about vault candles that I want them to bring back. So that'll be coming up. And if I just buy one or two candles, I'm probably just posting on Instagram about it. But if I really have something to say, then you'll see me again. And so I'm hoping maybe there'll be a lot of cool holiday candles that'll come out, and I'll have a haul video then. Who knows? I can't believe we're in the last half of the year. Now we can think about like Candle Day and stuff. Like, it's crazy. This year has been rough for me. My dad's had a battle with cancer. He's doing okay. He's doing actually, the chemo has worked really well for him, so he's doing better than they expected, but he has to be on it probably for the rest of his life. So that sucks. So that's been really tough. It's just been like a bad year. It's a crazy year in the world politically and stuff too. And so things have just been stressful. And I think maybe the haul made me happy because even though, yes, it's consumerism and whatever, it's fun to just think about candles for a while, and take your mind off the serious stuff. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.